This is William K. Murtaugh, Murt Witness 1. And I'd like to talk to you all about our choices. Now, there are two groups out there. There is a group that supports Timothy Charles Homeseth, and there are groups that support Field McConnell. Now, within these two groups, there are those who support both. But in all of this, people have to make a choice. Who are they going to be best supporting? Field McConnell or Timothy Homeseth? Now, I'm not taking sides in this. I have arguments and problems with both of these individuals. But I do offer this one fact. Field McConnell is where he is because he listened to Timothy Charles Homeseth, and he also listened to those who are behind him. He listened to Timothy's vendetta against an attorney from Florida that Field McConnell has never met, and an attorney from Florida that Field McConnell never talked about until that auspicious meeting that the two of them had in Plum City, Wisconsin. Prior to that, they were both going their separate ways, talking about their separate issues, and with the help of an intermediary, they somehow came together. And this is my point. For up until Timothy Charles Homeseth and Field McConnell got together, Field McConnell was doing pretty good. He had a very large and loyal following. He was able to advocate his positions without that much objection. As a matter of fact, I don't think I found any real objection to Phil McConnell's activities until after Tim Homeseth became involved. Now, there is always a possibility that Phil McConnell could go back to his life prior to meeting Tim Homeseth. And this requires some choices, both on the part of Field McConnell and on the part of those people that support Field McConnell. You cannot support both Field McConnell and Tim Homeseth and hope that Field McConnell's going to come out of this, because Tim Homeseth is a weight around Field McConnell's neck. Field McConnell's constant comments and photographs and what have you against the Florida attorney is only going to make matters worse. And as long as there is an open support of Field McConnell by Tim Homeseth and vice versa, the evidence is going to be used by the prosecution against Field McConnell. Now, there's going to come a day when Tim Homeseth is going to be required to testify. And some questions are going to be asked of Tim Homeseth when he gets involved with Field McConnell. Now, is Tim Homeseth going to say that Field McConnell is great and he was railroaded? Or is Tim Homeseth going to say, I witnessed this, that, and the other thing that Field McConnell did? Because Timothy Homeseth has two problems. First of all, he's going to be under oath. He's not going to be writing a blog. He's not going to be doing YouTube videos. He's going to be under oath in a court of law. Perjury is a serious offense. So he's going to have to tell the truth. And if Timothy Homeseth witnessed events that could put Field McConnell in jail, then he's going to testify. But Field McConnell has a chance, and those supporting Field McConnell have a chance to make a choice, and that is to preempt Timothy Homeseth's ability to do just that. Their choice is to somehow get Tim Homeseth arrested and prosecuted for the crimes that he's already committed. Now, these are 3 charges of criminal cyberstalking. Now, what could be done here is Timothy Homeseth will be convicted and he'll be put in jail. Now, that's not going to stop him completely from testifying because, people have testified while in prison before. What it will do is it'll take away his credibility. For now, he will have been convicted of 4 counts of cyber stalking. And he may wind up being prosecuted for not showing up in court on the other offenses. And this would make life for Field McConnell a lot easier, because Field McConnell could then argue that it was Timothy Homseth and those around him that influenced this 70-some-year-old man with a lot of pressures in his personal life to take a vendetta against the attorney. And that if he had it to do all over again, he would not have engaged in this contact. Because all Field McConnell was interested in is his theories about 911 in the aircraft that he used to fly for a living and other matters. He wasn't interested in the attorney from Florida at all. He never even heard of her. Again, it took Tim Homseth to persuade him into getting involved with the vendetta against Kim Bacasio. Now, what has happened recently? Well, Tim Homseth has vanished. He's not on Facebook. Now, there's all kinds of rumors going around that he's behind the name of a couple of Twitter accounts and the name of a couple of YouTube accounts and so on and so forth, or that he's gone over to IRC. But we don't know. We haven't seen him on the air in a long time. The only thing he's posted on Facebook was something that was written back on August 6th. This is the 19th of August. We're coming up on 2 weeks that nothing has been heard from Tim Homseth. Now, sure, he might come out of the woodwork to try and cover his ass by saying, he's been on assignment and so forth and so on. But there hasn't been a whole hell of a lot about Field McConnell. He's been quiet. It's all been Bacasio Gate and Hillary and all this, with maybe a fleeting mention of Field in order to keep the Field base on a positive note towards him. So in closing, it is my suggestion to those that support Field McConnell that you think long and hard about what your next course of action will be. Because it's your choice of whether or not the people in Broward County, Florida, I get the two counties mixed up. If you can persuade the authorities that are prosecuting Field McConnell to cut him slack if he does A, B, or C, or are you going to continue to support wholeheartedly Mr. Homseth? That will be your decision. It will be up to you and others to decide what's going to happen in the next few months. There's been paperwork filed by the state. They have sent discovery to Field's defense attorney. This means the case is starting to move forward. Now, I would expect that over the next few days we're going to start to see more of these things show up, and that this case is going to come to a conclusion sooner than later. I will be down at Fort Lauderdale covering the case, and I will report the results of the case as best I can as things progress, either way. I will also keep up with anything that might be happening on the internet that might help Field get out of this mess. Yes, I'm biased. My fight is with Timothy Charles Homseth. I have no dog in the fight with Field McConnell. I only report, like I do any other case, as to what is going on with Field McConnell. Good, bad, or ugly. So until we meet again, this is William K. Murtaugh, Mert Witness 1. Have a good one.